Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money.
Happy Blackout Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am Tierra Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I am the proud producer of this show and also your host for the day. Now, there's so much drama. Now, obviously, there's not that many queens today, but I'm so excited to be here with my girl, Shar Curry, who is the number one male and man's advocate, and she does what she wants. She says what she wants, right? Is that right, Shar?
That's right. That's right.
Number one female advocate for men. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but she's a sister too. Okay.
That's right.
So listen, I just figure I just get that out of the way because I know you're used to seeing more of us, but it's all good because we're still going to have the best show. Today we are talking about the internet is in a frenzy, y'all. We are talking about Remy Ma. She has opened up about her marriage to Papoose. I mean, spilling all the tea, Shar, saying that she was the sole provider for Papoose even while she was in prison. She handed over her power of attorney to him, and he spent up all her money. Girl, so Remy Ma dropped a video showing Papoose's bags packed by the door and says it's been there for a year. And the message was loud and clear. Come get your stuff. But hold up. It gets juicier. Papoose has already responded, and now the internet is completely divided. Some are riding for Remy, while others are backing Papoose. But here's the question: how do you handle it when you're the primary financial provider in your relationship? When you're not getting the respect or emotional support you deserve? Today, we are breaking it all down, how money plays a major role in relationship dynamics and how it can make or break your relationship. We'll talk about financial power, independence, and respect that should always come, even when the bag is not present. Woo!
Woo!
I told you I'm with my...
Do we have a picture of the bags by the door? Do we have that?
I mean, Remy had in the video she turns to she spins her camera to it. But y'all, I want to know. I want to know from I want to know from our chat. There's quite a few people in here. Have you guys seen this? Have y'all seen the drama? This is some drama. Initially, I saw Remy's message. I watched the whole 40 minutes of her just kind of talking about her situation with Pap, and I was like, wow. I mean, the whole time I was like, okay. And I know that many women end up in situations where they become the breadwinner of their relationships. They hold it down. They hold down the narrative. Shar, what are your initial reactions? Did you see this at all?
I didn't. That's why I was wondering. I'm on her page right now trying to look because I want to see what's going on so that way I can, climb in. But She put the bags by the door and said, come get it.
Come get it. It's been here for a year. Apparently, she's been trying to divorce Papoose for a year, y'all. She's been trying to get him to sign the divorce papers for a year. And if you don't know, he is in a relationship with Clarissa Shields, who is a boxer, right? Yes. She is a Black excellence in motion. I don't know her records, but Black women always killing it. She is one of those. She's young. But in this video, basically Remy Ma was talking about just being tired of Clarissa getting on in interviews and like talking about her. It's like, I don't know y'all. I'm happy with my life. If y'all could just not use me as
Wait, now,
for clicks or for bait or whatever.
now the new girlfriend is using dialogue to the dialogue about Remy. She's talking about Remy Ma. Like what?
She talks about Remy in every
why?
interview.
But why are they asking her? Is she bringing it up?
Because she did a breakfast. She did a breakfast club interview, and it was awkward because they were talking to her, and she was like, "I want to address the elephant in the room," and everybody was kind of looking like, "What's the elephant in the room?" She was like, "Remy," So she wasn't even prompted to, And even if Remy was saying, even if she does ask me a question, if she is asked a question about me, she can just simply say, "I don't want to talk about that."
Right,
because you have that liberty.
That's something I would do. That's something I would do. I've been on many platforms and done interviews. I would never speak about anybody else, like, because that shows that you have no class. That shows you that you have no integrity. There's no good. I feel like there's no good character when you do stuff like it's messy. Come on.
Right.
Like, why would you talk about your ex or somebody or your ex's ex? Like, stop. I mean, your spouse's ex. Like, stop.
Right. And so what Remy basically said is, every time you all mention my name, I'm coming out with venom. I haven't said anything in all these years. I haven't went against the narrative of Papoose being the perfect husband. She was like, but do you leave the perfect husband if he's really perfect? Right. So we're gonna get to this video because I just
the video, please.
You got to see the video. So
please.
I know that I see that Double A says she hadn't got a chance to see it. I've heard about it, but I didn't get a chance to watch the new video. All right. So let's hop into this first video. I think we're going to start with Remy Ma. We broke up all of their videos. We had to break it up because it was such a long video, but go ahead to the video. Let's get it popping.
Go talk about. He not speaking on nobody. You know why? Because he don't got nothing to say. He not even speaking on nothing over there. He just letting motherfuckers do this all day. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna let this one say whatever. And pray that Rem not gonna say nothing to refute it. Nah, them days is fucking over. You don't get that grace from me anymore. You don't get that grace from me anymore. You just don't. You're a piece of shit, Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of shit. This shit right here, the gambling, the failures that you've had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to, has turned you into somebody else. Don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing. What are you talking about? I could give great advice. If motherfuckers listen to me, they will be great. I actually think if that was my friend, while her friends be on my phone, calling my phone, literally playing on my phone, because they got my number from this bozo, while they playing on my phone, if that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. Why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of you, your percentage, because he's your manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy. He's the one that don't want to sign, don't want to get his stuff out his ex house. Doesn't be there for his child that he begged for, but telling you he wants another one. Let me guess. He's telling you he want a son, right? He has a son. He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's sexual preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son who is very much alive and well.
Baby, the whole time I see your face.
Ooh, clutching my pearls that ain't there. Not you punching the screen.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I am gonna get your reaction, but if you listen, y'all, audience chat, I want to hear what you think. But I do want your initial reaction. So she said a lot of good things. And I don't want you all to think that we're on here gossiping because it is a little bit of tea. I'm not going to lie. I love a little tea on a Friday blackout day, right? But it is about, I mean, we're thinking about what she said about having him attaching himself to women who are successful and stepping in as their manager or, you know, trying to just live off of them. What do you think of this? First of all, what is your reaction to that? And, you know, what do you think?
It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Okay, first of all, the fact that she was calling him Papoose, that sent me. Listen, that sent me, okay? I will say this. It's been a year and he ain't came and got his stuff. Lawfully across the states, most times, 9 times out of 10, you have 365 days to get your stuff. Baby, get rid of it. You don't need to make a post about it. So that's one thing, right? But also, if Clarissa is over here speaking on her every single interview, it's like her and Papoose may have some type of thing where they're like, okay, we're gonna run this in the ground. We're gonna run this in the ground. We're gonna stay relevant, right? Even though she's a champ, right? She's a champ, right? And so she don't really need it, but it may be an influence by him. And mind you, she also said that she's 30 and he's 47. So there's that age gap. And so, you know, is he going from bag to bag? I mean, woman to woman, but bag to bag?
That's what I mean. There's literally and we'll get to the quote where she says that she basically says like, and don't nobody fall in love.
On her.
She says, oh, don't nobody fall in love with a woman faster than a man that ain't got no place to stay. With that being said, we gonna take a break. We're gonna go to commercial real quick and come back. And I'm gonna talk to the audience because they in it. They in it. So these comments is going crazy. All right, we'll be right back.
See you, Press Jan.
Woo! It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
Hey, welcome back to Fly Nubian Money. Today we are talking about Remy Ma. She has opened up about being the sole provider in her marriage to Papoose. And listen, it is messy. It is messy, y'all. And for someone said, like, tell Pap's side. We definitely are going to get to Papoose for sure. We definitely
are. We going? When's that clip coming? Because I like to see both sides. Do we have that?
We are. We gonna go there. We gonna go there in a minute. But
somebody said Clarissa speaking on her is a lie. They said it's not true.
I mean, I've seen interviews where she's been talking about Remy for sure. I mean, like there is, like she said, it's the elephant in the room for her. Like it makes her feel uncomfortable. She's carrying this thing around. You know, she's with this married man. Technically, he's married, but Remy's saying like we could be divorced. Like I have retained my lawyer. I'm just waiting for you to retain yours. Maybe you don't have the money. I would be willing to put that down if you need, or if you have somebody there that's willing to pay for it, Clarissa. If you're willing to pay, if she's willing to pay for it, great, right? So it's so actually those papers were filed yesterday or the day before yesterday after she put out the video. So it's so funny, like people are saying, oh, Remy is lying, but I really want to bring this down to like when relationships get messy. So these people have been together for 20 years. 20 years. They know each other best. They know what they've been dealing with. None of us, we can all be like, I'm team Remy or I'm team Papoose, but can you talk about, I mean, you've been in a relationship for you were in a relationship for a long time that felt toxic. and or was toxic, and you stayed in it until you couldn't, right? She's saying, I couldn't stay in this relationship any longer. Can you
Mhm.
just kind of speak to that a little bit, like how women end up in these situations when they're not happy, when they're the sole
You know
provider?
what? Yeah, and this is the thing. You have to understand that everybody operates differently. Everybody perceives things differently. Everybody has a different mindset. So this is the thing. When you say they were together for almost 20 years or 20 years or whatnot, you have to
Mhm.
understand that she made the decision to stay, whether it was subconsciously or consciously, she made the decision to stay, right? And so this is my thing. Just because they're your ex, you do not have to talk bad about them. And especially on the internet, especially when people know exactly who you both are. To me, that's just immature. I don't agree that either of them should have came to the internet with it. I understand that their personalities or celebrities or whatnot, but at the end of the day, have some maturity, have some integrity about yourself, and have some good character. To me, on both sides, they're both being messy, honestly. Y'all both
Mhm.
stayed in it for whatever reason. You dispersed of the connection. Go on with your life and go be happy. Go live your life of peace, joy, and freedom, and leave the other one alone. And that's I'm talking about both men and women.
Mm, mm. Jay Gordon says that Remy is a narc and a liar.
Ooh,
Um, James Hall says these two women must not know Remy a liar. Okay, okay.
ooh,
Okay. All right. I mean, I noticed that a lot men are saying that. So I gotta say that because men
right.
are gonna ride for men. And women not necessarily because I got
That's
a
right.
man's advocate
That's
on
right.
the panel. And I have it here, even though I might be like, on the fence. I'm gonna watch all the videos and make my decision by the end if I'm on a team. But I really just want to talk about the financial part of this. Like I want to talk about how, this affects relationships. Remy said that these are all things she just said. While she was in prison, she turned over the power of attorney to Papoose, supposedly, allegedly,
Mhm.
and he spent all the money. She's been holding down the fort this whole time. When it comes to relationships, what I know is that sometimes when you are the woman in the relationship and you are carrying that financial burden, it's very hard. Sometimes it's hard to respect. Sometimes women see it as hard to respect a man. You know what I mean? And
I don't like that.
can you tell me why?
No, I don't like that. And I've been talking about this for years. I've been talking about this for years. Because this is the thing. If you're choosing to be in this relationship, why are you disrespecting him just because why are you disrespecting him or belittling him or pitting yourself over him just because of the amount that you make, right? And if there's something that you need to discuss and you feel a certain type of way about him not bringing certain things to the table, then it's a discussion. It's not something for you to hold in and become so angry about and have so much resentment about. And that's the thing. It boils down to communication. And a lot of marriages are failing right now just due to communication. It's not even about finances a lot of time. It's about their communication. They hold stuff in because as children, a lot of them were taught to be quiet and not speak their mind. And now we expect them to be adults and be able to express themselves with proper communication. And it just doesn't happen that way a lot of times. It boils down to communication, honestly.
It boils down to communications, expectations. If
Mm,
you know what it is, if at some point you feel like this is going to get better, I think that women date men for potential a lot of the times, and men
really?
date women. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think when we look at men, we look
Mm,
at what he could be, or we have like this fantasy of what this man can turn into, regardless if he wants to be that or not. Right? Like I mean, I see women all the time. Like, I mean, he's such a good man. He could do this. He's a garbage man, but we can own the garbage company, right? So he gonna get with me, and we gonna own the company. When really he just like, I just want to pick up garbage, whatever the situation is. I'm saying I think a lot of women put those expectations on men when that may not be what they want. So
okay. I get what you're saying. I feel like it definitely goes both ways. It's not just my feeling. It goes both ways across the board, right? But what happens is a man in most cases will put up with more than a woman will. A woman will immediately start to complain. When a man was like, "Oh, you down? Oh, I got you, babe." You know what I mean? So there's that part of it too. I feel.
wait,
Um,
wait, 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 because I see this with women more, but
Really?
You're saying yes.
Maybe it's because you deal with more women. I deal with more men. Maybe is that it?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I just know that women typically be trying to see the best in men. And I love this. I love that we have these differences in opinion. So it's not just women on here talking about, well, men never do this. And that's not what I'm saying, right? I don't say men never, but I do typically see women who sacrifice themselves for men, thinking things will get better, thinking that, like, looking at the potential in them, looking, just trying to hold it down. Listen, Char, I ain't gonna lie, I've held it down in my day. I've definitely paid some bills. I've let some men stay at my house. Not men. I've let a man stay at my house. I've bought into the promise of, like, oh, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then when we get up every day and I'm working and he like, I mean, I'm just feeling a little tired today, like. So when she said, so I just say that but I love what you're saying is that men typically stay longer. I'm not against that notion either. I don't know. I would think it'd be the other way around, but I get it. Let's go to the next video. You want to say something before we go to the next video?
And I think both of us see things on a different perspective, just due to the fact that, like I said, like I deal with more men on a daily basis, so I feel like that may be it. But I'm telling you, like 9 times out of 10, the man is putting himself on the altar every single day and sacrificing, and the woman is just there for the amenities or just to say that she has a spouse. Honestly.
All right. Well, let's keep watching these videos, and we're gonna come to our own conclusions on this. Y'all let's take a look at that next video.
I try to be intimate. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I try to be intimate with her, and she came in the bed with me. She slipped out of it, and I'm like, oh, okay. After she do that, she go back to sleep in the room with homegirl this particular night. I said, something is fishy here. I said, I ain't no rocket scientist, but this ain't adding up. You feel me? So I said, damn, something wrong, something ain't right here. So on another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it. Now, this individual is a female. So I can't do nothing to her. I don't put my hands on females. Y'all want to know what I did? I told the individual, I said, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be honest. I didn't put my hands on her because I'm not going to do that. I don't hit women. But I told her to get out. I said, get the fuck out. Because I felt very disrespected that took place in my house while my daughter was right there on the bed.
All right. So that's part A of Papoose saying that, like, listen, Remy was cheating. Not only was Remy cheating, but Remy was cheating with men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Responses to that. I mean, she did some time, so
So this is the thing. It to me, it wasn't even so much the fact that it was a woman. To me, it was the fact that he said that she had not been giving him physical intimacy, and I've talked about this for years, and it happens so often to where the man is deprived. Like, they're in these relationships and they're solely with this person, but they're deprived when it comes to physical intimacy. And it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Unless there's a death in the family, you got something going on mentally, or there's something going on physically with your body, you don't keep that from him, because that in and of itself can cause financial problems in a relationship.
Well, I think that so on the flip side of that, because I love what you're saying, I love that kind of like perspective from men and women. I'm so glad you're here. I think that when a man is not paying the bills, your coochie dry up, right? Like, you don't want to have, like, if you gotta be worried about. There, then? I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. This is what
right, and miserable.
Trying to get a divorce, right? But what I'm saying is, at some point, you don't feel as attracted. You don't feel as warm and fuzzy when you got to worry about every expense at the crib. you don't want that. Like it does. It makes them a little unattractive to you. You know, and if and so on the flip side of that, I would just say like, you know, broke men for most women, I'm not, I don't know. I'm saying it could be, I could see how it could be unattractive, especially if you don't see like him grinding or like just have, or him trying. Because it's not about being broke. It's like, what's your intention? Like your spirit. Like, yeah, you can hold my purse. Because there's a thing where she says he was a great bag holder, he was a purse holder. He was going to be there to prop me up. But like, what else? Like, what else can you do?
Right. So what does this say about her character and her moral compass when she's doing that in front of the child, though? Because that was my other point.
I mean, all of this is alleged. I don't know. You know, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it did,
Right.
but I'm saying this is what he's saying on the internet. But he also is responding to what Remy said yesterday. So we don't know if these things are facts or we don't know. We have no idea, but we don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's think. Let's think about that and take a break because we ain't thought. We don't know. We can't decipher real from what's fake. Let's go to break.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
Y'all, the comments is going crazy. I love this. I love it. Can you see the comments?
Yes, I'm looking now.
So it's funny to me because you're right. Like somebody in the comments said, what it's alleged. Wait, but she said the pap is broke. So here's the thing. When a man is benefiting from your career, right? He is your manager. He hasn't had much commercial success in hip hop. He's not really making the money, and your family business is tied to your brand. I could see how things would get a little sticky. You know what I mean? I could see how, you know, because you can't really move outside of that brand and let, you know, he doesn't have that star power that Remy has. He hasn't, you know, he just doesn't have that, right?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there anything like as far as amenities or finances that he's still owed when it comes to this? Do you know about that?
Did they relate to their
As far as
relationship?
being the manager? Was he the manager on paper?
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I mean, that's just what they said. If he was taking 20%. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that he did get a percentage of whatever it is that she made. If it was the manager, I mean, you know, I would think. But at this point, I just think it's interesting. So let's go to the comments really quick. Actually, no, before we go to the comments, let's go to the comments, what people are saying on the internet, because the internet is incredibly divided on this topic. You know, I think we're having a conversation, but you know, people are like team Papoose, team whatever. So Benjamin says she sounds hella mad, like she want to hurt him. She didn't sound hella mad to me, but I feel it. Juicy says they both hurting, and Remy is the bag winner, though that's a fact. All right. Well, I guess they could both be hurting. 44 Raven says team Papoose. Brit Liv says they just need to block each other and be blessed. Amunet says, I believe you, Remy. All right. Just Watching says, I say if I can't get a positive, I say If I can't get positive attention, I'll take negative just to have some laughs, I guess. This is real love. Most don't understand it, but you only get angry with those who impact emotions. Okay. All right. Meaning you don't have feelings. Unless you still have feelings, it don't matter. You ain't gonna get on the internet. Um, Lady Luck says, this is diabolical, shaking my head and sad because they had this big winter wonderful wedding and now they hate each other, shaking my head. Latoya C says, this is getting out of hand. Generation 80s TV says, I can tell Remy is the problem. If you paid attention to her, even on the reality show, she always was extra in her attitude. She was always extra in her attitude. Okay. So, so the people have spoken. They are divided. Remy was extra in her attitude, although they are both personalities. You can't, as a former reality TV producer, you got to put some dubs on it to be on TV. Let me just tell you that. Like you're gonna give a little extra. You're gonna do a little more, just to give you a little bit of understanding. Either that or you're canceled. Ratings matter, right? So, we have created conflict between people. You have to get something for people to watch, and so I just wanted to educate people on that. But Shar, what do you say? You look like you're itching to say something.
Can we talk about that? Okay, and this is something, it doesn't have to do with the finances. Maybe it does in hindsight. But when it comes to reality TV and certain types of music and things that you watch and that you allow into your spirit, if you will, I feel like that's why it's very, very, very imperative that you're careful about that, because just like you said, right, it's called reality TV, but in reality, a lot of times it's a facade. It's something that's put out there because it's entertaining, and that's the reason why I've been teaching on this for years. Do not ever confuse entertainment with your real life, because you will be stuck over here comparing, and you will think that you're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. Even financially, you're trying to show up with certain bags, you're trying to have certain clothes, certain cars, houses, neighborhoods, and such. And so you guys have to make sure that you're in touch with reality, because if you watch reality TV and listen to certain music, it will throw you off subconsciously. It really will. And that's me coming to you as a counselor and a therapist. I've been doing this for years, and I see how it gets into people's psyche, like unbeknownst to them.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had to leave producing reality TV because just for that reason, it wasn't as filling, and I felt like people just wanted a moment of fame to sell merchandise, to be internet famous, and I really couldn't subscribe to that, right? People just wanting to, wanting to just saying like, oh, I'm a just irritate or instigate or whatever just to get just a response. And so yeah, I had to walk away from that for that reason. I didn't think it was healthy for us as Black people, and I still don't think reality TV is good for us. It gives us it has not been, when it comes to conflict resolution, I feel like people are a little angrier because you're watching people fight all the time on the internet as a guilty pleasure.
It gets into you. Yeah,
it gets into you. It's on you. So somebody said, when any of you ladies date Papoose, I'm gonna say, it seemed like Remy says she held down the narrative for a long time. I'm pretty sure that he was a good man to some extent. Like he was, at the jail with her, in prison, holding down the fort, coming to see her every day, being her support system. So you got to give them that, and I'm pretty sure those were good days. That's hard for a man to do. She's saying even in those times, Pap was cheating on her still, and she was like, I knew what it was because I was in prison. So of course, he was still having sex with baby mamas and doing all these things, and he was causing fights and stuff. I had to get out, and I was fighting other women and all kind of things, but I never came to the internet and told y'all none of this. I'm just tired of like this narrative around. Go ahead.
My question is, why are you doing it now? Why not keep your integrity? Why not keep your good character? Why are you over here now?
I really wonder if it being triggered by somebody being on the internet talking about you and just being like, you know what? Why am I holding down this narrative? This man's stuff been at my door for the last year and he ain't picked it up. If he really happy with this young lady, then why he ain't signing divorce papers? Like he just filed yesterday, Shar. There's something to be said about that. What do you say about that?
He just barely signed the papers or filed yesterday, because you said that she had already filed, correct?
She had already filed.
He just barely signed the papers.
Yes, he hadn't signed the papers. and she had signed the papers. So, you know, people were saying like he wasn't over it. He was still, there was a part of him that wasn't over this relationship. But I guess this is the final straw.
Yeah, there's always so much when it comes to mindset and perspective. And I'm just got the mask just finally came off. Now they see each other. Yeah, maybe so. I feel like they saw it way prior to now. We just barely hearing about it. But it to me, I'm big on integrity and your moral compass. And you know, I just feel like they should just go on with their lives, take care of their legal stuff, and listen. Do what you got to do for your child, of course, but you know, obviously it didn't work out, so stop talking about each other. That's like it's like both sides have an obsession here. And if this is true, you know, you say it's true, some people are saying it's not. If Clarissa's over here talking about Remy, okay, then stop. You know what I mean? Like, have some integrity. If she's over here, you know, and Remy's over here clearly on the internet talking about them, stop it. Just go on with your life and go live your life. Like, it's, you know, it boils down to mindset and perspective and your maturity level. When you have a certain psychological intelligence level and emotional intelligence level, you don't do stuff like this. You just don't.
It's true. Don't. They are definitely too old for this, Shar. But it just makes me come back to like, it makes me always come back to the money and the financial part and how much that it matters, right? Money matters as much as we say it doesn't. When it comes to relationships, it matters. And I think it's important that people know what they're getting into. But here's the thing, I wonder. It's like after 20 years and there's ebbs and flows of these relationships, financial situations change, people are up, people are down. I do wonder, because Remy had a moment where she was able to come out of prison and kind of rise like the phoenix, get a show, have a podcast, get brand deals, you know, just get all these different things while Pap was kind of playing the background, watching her rise. You know, I wonder, what do you say about that? Like, is that, you know, if that wasn't their plan, right? If she's on the flip side looking and saying like, she's saying, I gotta do these things to maintain our lifestyle.
So was he really watching her from the background, watching her rise, or was he in the background helping push her up to the top? See, that's the thing. And honestly, listen, y'all. Honestly, I am only here because she asked me to be here. I don't even talk about celebrity news, and this is part of the reason why. It's like we never know what's going on. We only see or hear what they put out there. Okay. And so it's like I just feel like there is so much more that we don't know than what we do know. And it's not to shit on the topic or subject or anything like that. It's just to bring clarity and focus, because a lot of times we lose focus of reality because we're so fixated on celebrities and what they're doing. And honestly, underlying, we know it's just like the sea. We only know 10% about the sea, right? But 90% we don't know. So it's just like when celebrities put stuff out there, they're only putting 2 to 5% out there probably. And then there's all that 98-95% that we don't know. So it's like we don't know. He may have been the force that pushed her to the top. I see your face. Say it.
No. I'm not saying anything. I agree with you. To be clear, we talk about celebrity situations to learn lessons that we grasp. Our conversation is not about Remy Ma and Papoose. Right. It's about us being in our reflecting on our own lives, saying like, would I be in this situation? How can we learn from two people fighting on the internet about finances, about being broke, about committing to a relationship when maybe they weren't equally yoked? It's about us kind of really extrapolating good conversations about finances from these situations. I don't know Rem. I mean, I don't know Rem. I don't know Papoose, but I know that this situation is intriguing because it's all surrounding money, and this is Fly Nubian money.
That's right. So as far as the finances and relationships and things like that, when it comes to stuff like that, and you know, it's the topic of the woman being the breadwinner per se. Everybody deals with things differently. So as much as damn, these women are so fine. I'm just watching them.
Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted by the comments. You just keep talking. But
Lord have mercy, help us all. Help us all. That's why Fresh Jam was asking that at the beginning. Lord help. But I did say that lipstick is popping, honey. The lipstick look good. She always look good, y'all. But come on.
I've been juicing this week. Go ahead.
When it comes to that, I feel like you know, it's always imperative to have good communication surrounding it. And so, ladies, if you're finding yourself in that space and place, you have a decision. You can choose to rock with it, or you can choose to roll with it, right? But at the end of the day, make sure you're communicating with your partner. This goes across the board, men and women. Make sure you're communicating with your partner about finances. And also, I want to say this too. Make sure you're transparent and truthful about your finances with your partner, because that can also cause issues in your money situation.
Yeah. I just think that we give a lot of grace when it comes to men. And I'll say this again. I think it's when you looking over and you feel like you working hard, and I'm just giving this as an example. You feel like you working hard and you holding it down, and you look over and maybe somebody doesn't have that same level of grit or grind. I feel like I was in a relationship, and I kind of was looking, it was like, just his mindset made me say, man, do I want to spend forever like this? Where it's like we're like skimping out on certain things, or like, I mean, I don't know. It's just about leadership and me always feeling like I got to run out and make the money for our family. So I've definitely been a breadwinner in a situation before, and felt like, and been with a man, and I've been like, do you want your whole life to look like this? No. And then so we decided not to be together. And I thank God for it, because now I look and he still lives that way that he was living, even back then. So I don't know necessarily think that love is enough. I think that, like you said, you got to communicate. You got to really think about the life that you want to live. Do you want struggle love? Do you want that? Do you mind it? Do you want like a good man that maybe don't got no money? Do you want that? Do you want to, do you want a good man that, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to think about all of these things. We're going to watch the next video.
We're going to think about, I got something to say.
Well, we're going to get Shar Styles when we come back. Stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got good news for you? We are building a Black business directory to connect you with customers who need your services. And here is the best part. It is absolutely free. Email us at info@realvirtual.net. Send us your business name. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what services you offer, your website address, and your contact information. That's it. Together, we are going to build and circulate the Black dollar. Get listed today and start connecting with people who are probably already looking for you.
Welcome back to Fly Nubian Money. Y'all, I want to remind you that it is Blackout Friday. It is Blackout Friday. That means that today we are only patronizing Black businesses. It's something that I try to do every single day. But make sure that you go to and support a Black business. You are very intentional about that. As far as businesses, if you own a business and you are in the chat, we want to hear about your business and we want to know what you do. So email me personally at info@realvirtual.net, info@realvirtual.net. So let's jump back into this conversation. What you say, Shar?
What say me? Okay, so sorry. You said that there are so many women that sacrifice financially, but and this is the thing. I don't know the stats on this. Do you know the stats as far as men making women stay-at-home moms versus women making men stay-at-home dads? Because at the end of the day, I feel like, and even historically, men have 9 times out of 10 been the breadwinners, and they have been the ones to have the wife be able to stay at home with the family, so that way there's someone always in the home with the children. So I don't know the stats on that, but and maybe, like I said, maybe it's because I work with more men. I see so many men out there that continue to show up every single day, and it's downplayed. And so I had to say my piece.
It's okay. I mean, and saying your piece is absolutely fine. What I know on the flip side of that is 81% of Black women are sole providers or head of households in their home, right?
But are they single, or are they married, or do they have a spouse? Because that statistic sounds very high. I feel like they may be single parents, but I don't know. Since we might have to look that one up.
Well, okay, I'll reconfirm that. It's one of the stats that we run very often. You know what? Let's go to some stats. As a matter of fact, let's go to some stats, because you're right. I don't want to back, but I do know that that's one of them. All right. A 2018 study by the Journal of Marriage and Family found that 50% of couples experience resentment when financial contributions aren't equal, particularly when one partner bears the brunt of the financial responsibility. Absolutely. All right, next one. The National Women's Law Center reported that Black women are more likely to experience financial insecurity, with 60% of Black women reporting financial instability, often leading them to stay in toxic relationships because of economic dependence. According to 2019 report by Pew Research Center, women are more likely to report financial stress in relationships when they earn more than their partner, with 33% of women citing unequal financial contributions as the source of relationship strain. According to the American Psychological Association, financial strain is one of the top stressors in relationships, particularly when they are unequal financial support or expectations placed on one partner to carry the financial burden. Okay. A 2022 survey by Bankrate showed that 54% of Black women felt more confident in their relationship when they were financially independent, with 44% of respondents saying financial security made them more likely to end toxic relationships. So listen, I guess my point is this. You can't be in like, it's hard for Black women to be in relationships where they have to be. I feel like it's not natural, like the natural of order of things. The male has to be at the head, and maybe and be the provider. But I also know that provision is not only money. I know that provision is also all the things that are intangible that women need. We need security. We need to feel safe. We need to feel respected. We need to feel loved. We need to feel cherished. All of these things that money can't really put a price tag on. But like, it's hard to, I think, sometimes do those things if you don't have money. Like, broke, you can't, it's hard to be in poverty and still like really be, or hard to look over and be like, man, love is hard to experience when you're hurting or you're hungry. What do you say, Shar?
And it is, and as you know, like, you know, societally based, you know, we have money makes the world go round. We have to have money, right? And so it's detrimental when you don't have it, right? So it's detrimental when there is a struggle. But at the end of the day, I feel like two heads are better than one. When you have your spouse and both of you can communicate, and both of you can get on the same page, you can literally go from nothing to something. You can create an empire. You know what I mean? And it's like that yin and that yin and that yang. But at the end of the day, a lot of times people don't understand, like, they can be a go-getter, but their person doesn't have that mindset, or they're dealing with something psychologically and emotionally. And I'm not making excuses for anybody that's going through depression, anxiety, insomnia, or any of that. But at the end of the day, you have to have somebody that is there that can also help you along. You know what I mean? Like, everybody, are we a team or not? Are you a team? Yeah. So where one might be taking care of 70-80% of the finances, and the other one is over here making sure that the kids got what they need, and they're there for you spiritually, physically, emotionally when you get back from work. That's still pushing the empire. That's still elevating you. You know what I mean? And also, without that spiritual and that emotional and psychological aspect to it from your partner, a lot of empires are going to fall and fail anyway. Mm-hmm. You have to have a balance. There has to be a balance. And you know, I feel like so many times people stay for years and they're miserable, when in reality, you know, sometimes you got to move around. Sometimes you got to disperse of the connection.
I mean, I think that's the goal. What you said is like, you know, we're having this conversation in the like you said, celebrities, whatever, right? But just in general, how I personally feel, I'm a teammate, I'm a team member, I'm a helpmate, I'm a one, right? I'm also just speaking for, you know, thinking about what Remy may say or what I've heard other women say. But in no way, shape, or form am I like, okay. But like you said, it's important to communicate. It's important to just say, here's what I need. Here's what I need from this relationship. Here's here's what I need. I mean, but understanding that there will be ups and downs. You commit to all the things, sickness and health, rich or poor, till death do you part. But I think one, in the society we live at, people be like, woo, we having a hard Tuesday. I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah, yeah. And let me just put some clarity on it there. I'm not saying just disperse other connection if you're married, you're in a committed relationship, or you've been with somebody long term. But if you know that it's not working out and you've tried all you can try, and your person, they're still not getting it, and then you've sought third party, sought counseling, therapy, and they're still not getting it, then you have to reevaluate and reassess the situation. He said women be like, find your way out and be quick about it. No,
hurry up.
Seriously, they're like, hurry up.
On the
Like,
leg, you better hurry up.
You on my ass.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to this next video and see what we can extrapolate from that.
Okay.
Or do anything that I don't like. Every time your current come up situation, I'ma drag you. And every time you bring your little girly self on here and saying something, I'ma drag you. Every time, Willie. I'm gonna drag you every time, Willie. Every time. I was just trying to get back with you yesterday. Get back with what? Get back with what? Why the fuck would I be trying to get back with you, sir? Stop lying to these people. Did y'all look at the date on that file? Oh, it's so easy to file. He filed that today. He filed it today. Who gave you the money? They gave you the money. You should be look at me, doing you favors again. I got y'all lit. All the blogs pick y'all up. You can use all my perks, all my front row perks, all my jewelry perks, all my jacket perks. Y'all lit. I got y'all lit. And look at me again, still doing you favors. I got your lawyer retained. Again, like I told you, you have not retained or paid her. Tell Clarence to pay it. He will do it. I'm on hold. We'll be speaking to my lawyer shortly. I have no clue who that is. Spoke to my lawyer. We are meeting Saturday. Then we'll be ready for mediation. My lawyer just spoke to the person who said was your lawyer, and she stated she still hasn't been retained and that you should reach out, that she'll reach out to you. I'm tired of y'all playing public image games with me, and I'm being the bigger person, not playing back. I tried to be nice, but you played in my face. Garbage day is tomorrow, which is today. All things not belonging to me and my daughter will be on the curb tonight. I've been storing it for over 6 months. That's over 2. I spoke to my attorney again. She did not speak to your attorney since her and I spoke. We are meeting Saturday, which is the soonest her schedule allows. After that, we will be ready to proceed. The graduation is June 6th, right? No, it's June 5th. Stupid.
Right. So to answer all of you saying that Remy was lying, she attempted to pull receipts from text messages. I think this has gotten really messy, and I think that there is some resentment here, and whether it's from financial, whether it's, sometimes I feel like you can do so much to one another that at one point, those are what is it? Irreconcilable differences are just like glaring. You can't. What do you say? What do you say about this? What is this? What is as a therapist and like as a counselor, like what are they saying without saying, Shar?
Thank you. And thank you because that's where I was going with it. I was taking notes. And this is the thing, my first thing is her mental state. What type of mental state is she in to constantly get on social media and say things like this? She's talking about the perks. So she's talking about the basically the clout and what's attached to her name, basically the notoriety, right? And then she says she got them lit. That's also that has to do with notoriety, right? Mm-hmm. But then also really quick, I wanted to speak on this earlier. She talked about his son. And I feel like, not only did she cross the line, but it's unacceptable because don't bring someone's children into it. I don't care if they're adult children, don't bring someone's children into it. She talked about the son having a certain sexual orientation, if you will, and that's why he's ashamed of him. Don't do that. So what mental state are you in to come online and talk about someone like that? If you want to go and defend yourself legally, then go do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, honestly, when either of them speaks against one another, it says more about them than it does about the person, honestly. So, and somebody said it way earlier in the show. We didn't highlight it, but they said that she needs to go to therapy. She needs to go to counseling. And also, get people around you that aren't yes men. Get people around you that can stop you from doing that, that can help you to stop doing stuff like this, because only yes men would allow her to come on. A PR or manager that has any sense about them, that has any good character or moral compass, they wouldn't have let her get online and do this. And of course, she's a grown woman. She has access to all her own stuff. But at the end of the day, your people around you should not be yes men. They should be helping you, not hurting you. And I feel like this I feel like this hurts her, even if it elevates her in certain realms, morally and everything that has to do with her mental state. I feel like this hurts her. It's a bad taste, baby. It's a bad taste.
It's a bad taste for sure. And I think for the both of them, right? Like, I'm not, I understand what you're saying, because he also got online and
Right,
said all
right.
of the things right? That video was just as long. But you're right. Like, them airing out all of this dirty laundry about one another. He cheated. She cheated too. He was broke. Well, I held it down too. It wasn't that she was doing this. There's this, all this, and we're in the middle thinking like, y'all should have probably went to mediation. Why? Like, take us out of the chat. Take us out the chat. So I think that I mean, this hour has gone by so fast. It's already, we only have 5 minutes left. I want to go to I want to see what the chat says. Like, I just want to see what you all are saying. First of all, Deborah Wynn said, yes, Shar, you definitely have been spitting facts. At this point, enough is enough. Remy, you have children, and don't let your past traumas come
That's
out.
right. Yes.
Remy sounds immature. Sickle
Very.
says she called him Willie. Um,
Mhm.
Black Lexicon, hey, Black Lexicon. The whole section has nothing to do with love for one another. It projects negative possibilities.
Yeah. Wow.
Justice Lane said almost 1 out of 5 at home parents are dads. Okay.
Okay.
Sekou said, oh, that's cold. Right. So overall, y'all, we're going to get into our final thoughts in a minute, but I just, overall, I have loved this conversation. Again, I want to remind you that this conversation is not at all about Papoose and Remy. It's really what we can take from their situation and learn from. I believe that we don't have to go through everything to learn a lesson, right? You don't have to experience it yourself to say, what would I do different? What would I do better? How would I conduct myself? If ever in a situation where I was the sole provider, or maybe not, allegedly, for someone for 20 years, at the end, would I feel resentment? I mean, I remember being the sole provider for somebody for a couple months and I felt resentment. So I can't imagine 20 years, right? Just, it's real life, and it's giving us, I think, the blueprint and how to interact with one another, how to love on one another, how to learn from one another. Because ultimately, that is what I want to do. And that's the purpose of our conversations here on Fly Nubian Money. So let's get into these final. You said a lot already, sis. But I guess the question is, first of all, I'm so glad that you had this conversation with me.
I'm so
But
glad I'm here with you today.
yeah, I'm so glad, because it would have been me up here talking about it would have got messy. But sometimes I need a good grounding from a therapist or a counselor or somebody else that can advocate on the other side of the fence, right? That's why I think being a men's advocate is so important. So what are your final thoughts? What is something that people should take away from this situation, and what should we learn? Like, what's the overarching lesson that we should get from this?
Yeah, so just know that you guys, finances are directly connected to your relationship. Okay, so be mindful, be thoughtful, make sure you have a partner that you can communicate with about anything. Make sure that you're not getting on the internet and venting, because honestly, that says more about you than it does about anybody else. I'm also an author, so make sure you go and get my books. This is one about mental wellness. It's called Masks: Why We Wear Them and the Effects They Have on Our Day-to-Day Lives. It is about emotional wellness, parental heartache, forgiveness, unforgiveness. So, stop talking bad about your ex, and definitely don't get on the internet and vent about it. I'm also a counselor, therapist, relationship advisor. So you guys can find me there on calendly.com/Shar Curry. And thank you so much, Fly Nubian Money, for having me. It's always an honor. I appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys I wanted to laugh at some of them comments. I was trying to keep my composure. But yes, it's always an honor. Thank you, Tia. You're amazing. You're amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, so because you said it really fast. You said calendarly.com/
Calendly.com/Star Curry.
So the
And
next time you got to put that URL in your thing so
I
we can
know,
get it.
right? I
Can
know.
you type that URL, Gwen, for us real quick?
Calendly, Calendly.com.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Also, I am the #1 female advocate for men, but also a sister to women. I am says what she wants across all platforms.
Yeah, she has a beautiful platform. If you have not checked it out, please, 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 please go talk to support Shar, right? My final thoughts are this. Like I said before, it's really all about love for me. Like, I am a lover at heart. I love people. I love Black men. I love Black love. And I think that we've seen enough. We've seen enough hate. We've experienced enough hate. We don't, it's one of those things where you just like, oh, why they got to do that in front of other people? Like, that's the, sometimes when I get on the internet, it's a lot of that feeling for me. Like, why we got to air our grievances out in front of other people so they can make judgments and say, oh, just, why can't Black people keep it together? Right. And I know that it's not the right thing to do always, but it does. I mean, I think that if we could just step back and really find a way to love one another, I think that it would make a world of difference in our lives and our community. Those are my final thoughts. My name is Sierra Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood. Listen, this weekend, we start tomorrow. I am doing a story selling workshop helping entrepreneurs, and not just entrepreneurs. Dr. Boy says if you are breathing, if you are Black and have breath in your body, you should be learning how to sell something. You should learn how to sell something. Whatever that something is, I want to help you find that, and also how to wrap your story around that something. So if you go to MissBlackHollywood.com, I'm sorry, MissBlackHollywood.net, let me bring up the URL here. I would love for you to join me tomorrow. We have our kickoff for our story selling event. Thank you, Gwen. So come see me. Or if you want to work with me and build your story, if you need help with telling your story, writing your book, want to make a film, what's up? I got your back. So that is what we're doing. I'm super excited. To the people that are joining me tomorrow, I can't wait to see you. All right. So let me get into this final, where's my outro here, y'all? All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to skip the outro because I don't know where it's at. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm with it today, Gwen. All right, thank you all for joining us today. Remy Ma has made a bold statement. It needs to be served as a reminder of the power of financial independence and self-worth in relationships. We must all take control of our financial futures and not allow money dynamics to control our emotional health. Whether you're the primary provider or the one being supported, it's essential to create healthy financial partnerships where both individuals can thrive. Don't let financial dependence keep you trapped. Take care of your financial security. Until the next time, y'all, stay empowered, stay independent, and keep building your wealth. We will see you next week.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.